Hey everyone, this is Curb Knight, and today we're bringing you Orion's deck list for Vermillion.
So let's start it out. Ride line. As first, the starter, which is just Sparkade Dragoon, the usual starter at most. And now next, Red River Dragoon, which is on-road upon by an Arcana unit of grade 2. You'll search for Eternal Thunderbolt and add it to your hand instead of a card. And then next is Thunderstorm Dragoon. It on-road upon by a grade 3 Narukami unit. Will check top 7, add any Narukami unit or Eternal Thunderbolt to hand. And then Vermillion himself, which will a CB1, choose 2 Nar units, give it 5k, and have the ability to attack 2 other units on rear, if it's able to. And at the end of the battle, it will, if you play in order, you discard a card and deal 1 damage to your opponent. First we have our 3 personas as usual, and then here we have Rough Core Hammer. Rough Core Hammer Dragon's effect is on attack. If you play a normal order this turn, gets 5k, and at the end of the battle, you CB1 draw a card and it will bind itself. And in the bind zone, if you play another order, or normal order specifically, if you have Vermillion in name and a Narukami unit, you can basically call itself back to rear, as long as you don't have another one. And then you have the Order of Eternal Thunderbolt. This is just to help out certain rears that can be called from drop. You only need to play it that often, just anytime you need to just put pressure, if you can get an empty board on your opponent, or just to bind any rears from your opponent's circles. Next, this is going to differ in our list for this one specifically, because this is not actually quite often where Vermillion players will play this. Is just Dashing Dragon Onion Rush, which is Soul Blast 1 on attack. If your opponent's grade is grade 3 or greater, they'll get 10k and kill itself at the end of the turn. And then, when this unit is retired by the card ability of anything at the end phase, or just any turn specifically, you Energy Blast 3 and draw a card. Next is Latifa. Dragorilla Latifa's effect is that when you play an order on place, you Soul Blast 1, check top 5, call a card to your rear that's equal or less to your grade or your vanguard, and it also gets 5k for each open rear circle in the column it's attacking in. And then we have our Regalis piece, which is Protection Twin Cast, just to help with our early game, because this deck does take a lot of damage, because you don't really have that much shield value and that much. Alright, next, our Force Shenry. Helps with our draw engine, especially in early game, and it's playable due to the order from Eternal Thunderbolt, since you can play it from drop or in hand. And it's just a general good 13k beat stick, or booster, I mean. And then we have our basically Static Crack Dragon, Spark Spike. It basically gives the unit in the front 5k, as long as you have a Vanguard or Narukami, and if you get 2 more units at the same time from your Vanguard, it gets 10k instead. And it also is pretty strong because it also gets, you also just draw a card off of it from Energy Blast 3 if you hit 2 or more units. And it's also searchable off top 7 since it's technically an Narukami unit. And then next, our last grade 1, or second last, is the Rising Phoenix, which is our multi-attacker of the deck. You don't often have to use it, especially in going first. It's only really need to apply pressure when you need to, as it's Soul Blast 1. And if you ever have it left on board, you can retire itself and give another unit 5k if you ever need to. And then, of course, our last is just our PGs. You can run Sanctitude if you ever need to, if you feel. Next is our trigger lineup, just 4 crits, or not 4, 8. Just 8 basic crits, 3 draws, just to help with the draw power of the deck, because it sometimes doesn't get pieces when it needs to. Let's see, the Dragon Beta OT, as usual, the best OT for Dragon Empire at most. And then our usual 4 heals. Alright, so we're going to start with a test hand here, so let's draw our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here, oops. We'll generally just deck these 3 here. Don't really need the PG for as of now, and the crits. We'll just deck these and just draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Then shuffle. And then we'll just then start a hand here. We'll say we'll just go first here as the optimal turn here for this deck. So we'll just then draw first card. This is a trigger. Not really much to do. Just ditch the Phoenix, because it's not really able to be used this turn, and just ride and then pass. And then if we already need to take damage, say it's like, let's say just a swing from Van, we'll just probably just not take it here, because we don't really need that much damage here, so we'll just guard this. And then next turn just draw 1, and start a turn. Get our 3 energy. And then probably just ditch this again. And just ride, on-road up on skill, search for a Eternal Thunderbolt, shuffle. And then, not really much to do here, so just swing Van, so just swing. Say probably no guard, crit, all effects, and then just pass for turn. It's their grade 2 turn now. Probably just gonna hit like 2 columns here, one with a grade 2 Van and just one an 18k. So then take the first one, it's a crit, all effects here. Say they get a trigger, it's like 28. You just guard 35. And if anything, you just need to guard this if it's another column. And then start our next turn. We draw, get the energy, 3 more energy of it, and then now we ditch to this, Eternal Thunderbolt the order, and ride to Vermillion. Then roll upon skill by Thunderstorm Dragoon, check top 7. Search for, let's see, check 6, 7, here we go. And then we add any Narukami unit we need, or any Eternal Thunderbolts. Currently, we already have enough Phoenixes, so we'll just add back Persona, and then just shuffle. Let's see here. Now, you play the order here, bind itself from drop of its ability, and then now we have all the effects on our Van. Now, we call it Latifa, effect Latifa since we play an order, we can an on place, so last 1, check top 5, and we'll call a card out. See here. Now, we currently have the energy for it, so we'll just call out Dashing Dragon and shuffle our deck. Alright then. Now, we don't really need to call the Phoenixes here because it's only just enough pressure to really apply here because it's only 3 attacks. Or not 3 attacks, our opponent's only at grade 2. And as of now, we'll currently just hold off on the pressure until your opponent's at grade 3. So now, I think we'll probably just swing here. We don't really need to use a CB here. If there's any rears that'd be really important to them, we probably would, but in this case, it probably not the best. So just swing Van here. It's 13. And it's 2 to pass. Say they call a trigger. Swing. First. Second. Nothing. And then effective Vermillion, since we played an order, we'll discard. Let's see, what's the best target to discard? Probably best to discard this, because we don't really need it that much. Because we can probably call this if we need it. We don't have this anymore, and we have this still. And then swing Van 10, and then 10 there. And then next turn on Persona, say we just take a bunch of these. Just 1, 2, 3. Guard this. RPG ant per se. So just trigger this with this. Say 33, so it's like another number, and then PG. And then restand for the next turn. Get 3 energy. Draw 1. Persona. Draw again. Now, since we don't really have another order, there's not really much to do except just call this. And then just CB1, just get 5k to Van, because there's not really much to do here. But aside from that, we probably should energy blast here for a bit though, just to help with our hand. So we'll energy blast 7. So energy blast 7 here, just draw 1. Now we'll probably just call under here the Shenri, and then just attack Van directly. So this will be 23 to Van, or actually 28. Say they just PG this, we drag check, we burst second. Not much to do there, and then unfortunately there's not much to do except just 3 attacks this turn. Say just swing 23 and then just 33 because of the Shenri, because either if they're just at no rears or 1 or less rears, we just draw 1. No, yeah.
Alright, so that's going to do it for the deck file. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to do things, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.